Hello viewers and welcome to my channel. Today the topic that I have taken up for discussion is Introduction to Small Basic. I am a teacher of G.D. Goenka Public School Jammu and this topic is from class 6. Dear students, before telling you about Small Basic, I want you all to recapitulate that in chapter number 1 we discussed about computer languages. Now, what is a computer? A computer is a versatile machine which is capable of performing tasks that may vary from simple mathematical operations to complex mathematical calculations. Along with that, you can also create simple designs as well as complex multimedia animations with the help of programming languages. Now, a computer cannot perform any of the tasks that has been given to it by the user on its own. So, to accomplish all the things, a computer follows a certain set of predefined instructions given by the user, and these instructions are known as program. The person who tries to write these instructions, or we can say a person who creates these set of instructions or programs, is known as a programmer or a coder. Dear students, let's now focus on the main topic. Small Basic. Small Basic is a programming language. It comes under the category of high-level language as it requires interpreters as well as compilers to complete the following process. An interpreter, or we can say a compiler, is a computer program that converts a high-level language into machine language so it is easily understood by the computer and hence it gives results according to the input provided. Small Basic is a friendly language that uses English words, letters, numbers, and other operators for performing different tasks. Small Basic is a programming language that follows a certain set of rules, and these certain set of rules for writing a program are known as syntax. Dear students, the Small Basic programming window is made up of a few components, namely the title bar, toolbar, editor, and the help area. All these things can be seen as soon as you turn on the Microsoft Small Basic software, or we can say a programming language software. Small Basic, apart from the components, has certain elements also, namely constants and variables. A constant is a value that does not change during the program execution. These are of two types: numeric constants that consist of numbers ranging from positive numbers as well as negative numbers. They do not include any special character. Second type of constant is alphanumeric or string constant. An alphanumeric or string constant consists of a sequence of characters ranging from A to Z that can be in uppercase or in lowercase, along with numbers ranging from 0 to 9 and certain special symbols such as sign of percentage, question mark, hashtag, ampersand, brackets, colon, semicolon, etc. The second element of Small Basic are variables. Variables are the named memory locations that holds a value temporarily. For example, if you are multiplying two numbers, so every time you won't be multiplying the similar numbers. So variables are those values that changes every time a program is executed. It can be explained as a named memory location whose value changes every time a program is executed. Variables are also of two types: numeric. The first numeric variable is integer that holds a whole number which do not contains any decimal point. It is a complete number. For example, 56, 78, 109, minus 98576, etc. The second type of numeric variable is floating type. It is used to hold fractional numbers, but do not get confused that it won't hold a whole number. The floating type holds a whole number as well as a fractional number. It holds both the values, for example 78.96, 58.31, minus 28, etc. So these are the numeric variables. The second type of variables are alphanumeric or string variables. These string variables holds a list of characters that can be alphabets, numbers as well as special symbols. Make sure that whenever you declare an alphanumeric variable, you enclose the alphanumeric variable inside the double quotes. Otherwise, they won't be executed during the runtime. The next element of small basic is operator. An operator is a symbol that is used to perform operations on constants or variables. There are three types of operators in small basic. The first one are arithmetic operators that performs different mathematical operations that further gives results related to the calculations. The basic arithmetic operators are the symbol of plus, the symbol of minus, the symbol of multiplication, division, etc. The second type of operators are relational operators. They are basically used to return a value related to a true or a false condition. It is basically helpful in giving results out of comparison. The equal to symbol, greater than or less than symbol, not equal to symbol, greater than equal to, not equal to are certain relational operators that help us to give results based on only true or false conditions. The third type of operators are logical operators that are used to combine two or more relational expressions and return a single value as true or false. There are two types of logical operators which are supported by small basic, namely AND operator that returns true if both the conditions are true. The second one is OR operator or logical operator that returns true at least if one of the conditions is true among true or false conditions. So these are the basic elements of small basic that helps in creating different programs. Let's know some facts. Do you know that in small basic, keywords are the reserved words that are predefined by the software developer for some specific purpose? In small basic, there are total 14 keywords: else, else if, and for, step, go to, and if, sub, then, and while, to, for, and while. These are 14 total keywords supported by small basic. The second fact says comments. Comments are the optional statements that provide general information about the program. They do not have any such use in a programming language. It only defines what the program is all about. The statements of small basic, the write line statement and the write statement, are used to write line of text along with certain pointers that helps to shift from one line to another. The write line statement is used to write line of text, whereas the write statement is used to shift the pointer to the next line after printing the text or the message. The read statement basically reads the line of text that is written in the text window. These are certain facts that are of utmost importance while writing a program or while studying the introduction of small basic. Now we will be shifting to our next topic, that is algorithm. Dear students, do you know, before writing a program in a programming language, the coder writes certain set of instruction in a step-by-step manner so that he gets a result that is error-free and efficient. This certain set of sequential statements written by the programmer to get logical, error-free and efficient result is known as an algorithm. Or we can say an algorithm is a set of sequential steps or instructions which are written in a precise manner for solving a particular problem. An algorithm helps us to think logically, and hence it also helps us to find out the best way to solve a problem which will be error-free and efficient. Algorithms are written to get error-free results. Let's just take an example of an algorithm. Whenever you brush your teeth, either in the morning or before going to bed, you follow certain steps. The first step that you do is take the brush from the shelf or from the brush stand. Then you turn on the tap and wash your brush in the wash basin. Rinse the brush and turn off the tap. Then after that, you apply toothpaste on the brush and then you start brushing your teeth. Once you find out that your teeth are clean, you rinse the brush. Along with that, you also rinse your mouth. Then you take out a tongue cleaner. Clean your tongue, rinse your mouth again, and finally, when all these things are done, you get a desired result. Similarly, we also follow algorithm in such a way so that our final result is error-free and is acceptable by us. So this is an algorithm. An algorithm will help us to find out the result to a given problem in a very precise and an effective manner. A good algorithm helps us to write effective and efficient error-free programs. Dear students, an algorithm has certain characteristics, namely correctness and efficiency. Correctness of an algorithm means whether the algorithm is providing accurate results or not. If the programmer who has written the algorithm forgets to write any statement that will further help in giving error-free results, then at the end, while execution, the algorithm and the program written in accordance to that algorithm will provide you a result which will have an error. So, make sure while writing an algorithm, you follow all the steps and all the conditions that will further give you error-free and correct results. The second characteristic says efficiency. Efficiency of an algorithm means how fast the results are being generated, whether it is a complex or a simple problem. So, writing an algorithm is itself a task. So, make sure while writing an algorithm, instead of using complex statements, you write simple and easy statements which are understood by everyone who is further using that algorithm to create any program. Hence, these are the characteristics that makes up an algorithm. Now, where the algorithms are used? An algorithm is used by search engines for efficient searching over the internet. Algorithms are used in weather forecasting so that different satellites providing different pictures related to weather patterns are easily understood by the users who are sitting at remote locations. An algorithm is also used in sorting. We can use an algorithm to sort small groups of data from huge files, and hence we can get a particular result according to our requirement. So these are the certain uses of an algorithm. So in a nutshell, an algorithm is a set of sequential statements that helps us to find a solution to a given problem. An algorithm will help you to get a result that will be error-free and efficient at the same time. So these are the different things related to an algorithm. Now comes a flow chart. A flow chart is completely opposite to an algorithm. A flow chart is a pictorial representation of the steps of an algorithm which are used for solving a particular problem. A flow chart uses different boxes, or we can say different shapes, so that it gives results using keywords inside those boxes. Each box of a flow chart is connected to each other with the help of flow lines. We can say a flow chart not only pictorially depicts the sequence in which the instructions are carried out, but also helps in developing them. An algorithm uses complete set of statements, but in a flow chart, we use certain symbols, and inside those symbols, we only write keywords which will be easily understood by the user, and hence we will get a graphical representation of the steps that needs to be followed for creating any program. The certain tools or symbols have their own meaning, and we cannot mix and match the values that we write inside different symbols. The symbols which are used in a flow chart are terminal, process box, input-output box, decision box, flow lines, etc. Here are certain symbols that have been discussed. The first symbol is terminal. The terminal symbol is an oval shaped symbol which is used to indicate the start and end of a flowchart. The terminal symbol shows where your process begins or ends. Hence, you can only write two words inside this oval shaped symbol, that are start in the beginning and stop once the program or once the flowchart has been made. End or stop. Any of these words can be written inside the terminal symbol once you have made your flowchart. Nothing apart from these two words can be written inside the terminal symbol. The second symbol is a process box. It is a rectangular box that is basically used to carry out a process, an action, or an operation. Whenever we are performing any type of mathematical or logical calculations or operations, we use this process box to carry out these particular things. In the process box, for example, if you want to add two numbers, the process is addition. This process of addition of two numbers will be mentioned inside this rectangular process box. The third type of box, that is a parallelogram shaped box, is input-output box, that is used to provide input for performing processes, and once the processes are performed on the inputs, you need to write out the result somewhere. So how to write the result? The result can be generated inside the output box after the process has been done. So input-output box is a parallelogram shaped box that is used to give inputs in the beginning before the process, and it is used to generate the results once the process has been done. So these are the three major symbols that are used to perform different tasks in a flowchart. The next symbol is a decision box. A decision control is a branching flow symbol that is having a shape of a diamond. It is used to represent operations in which there are two possible selections. A decision box always indicates a question or a branch in the process flow. Typically, a decision box is used when there are two options, yes or no, or we can say true or false. A decision box works only on conditions which gives a true result or a false result. The next box or the next flowchart symbol is function or subroutine. This particular shape is used to identify an operation in a separate flowchart segment or a module. One flow line enters and other flow line exits. A subroutine is also known as a predefined process symbol, which is a marker for another process or series of process flows inside the flowchart. This shape commonly depicts sub-processes inside a flowchart. If the subroutine is considered known but not actually defined in a procedure, the work or instructions will not be defined precisely, and hence it is not advised to use this particular shape as it gives confusing results. The next flowchart symbol is an on-page connector, which is used to connect remote flowchart portions on the same page. This shape is small and is used as a connector to show a jump from one point in the process to another. Connectors are usually labeled with capital letters to show matching jump points. They are handy for avoiding flow lines that cross other shapes and flow lines. They are also handy for jumping to and from a sub-process area in a separate or in a main flowchart. This is also used for process mapping. In process mapping, they are used to map one process from another flowchart inside your main flowchart that is being created at the same time. The second connector or the second symbol related to the paging or mapping is off-page connector. It shows continuation of a process flowchart onto another page. When using an off-page connector, in conjunction with connectors, it is best to differentiate the labels. We can use numbers for off-page connectors and we can use alphabets for on-page connectors. Basically, off-page connectors are used to add portions of different flowcharts inside your main flowchart. But in on-page connector, you can simply combine different portion of different flowcharts created in the past in your own flowchart anytime, any place. So this is another symbol of flowchart. The next symbol used in a flowchart is comment. A comment is used to provide additional information about another flowchart symbol in the form of remarks. So hence we will be writing in the remarks related to another symbols of flowchart inside these two lines. So this is a comment which is basically used to add description or clarification. The last shape of the flowchart and the most important shape is flow lines or arrows. These flow lines are used to connect different symbols in a flowchart and hence they indicate in which direction the information is being passed while creating a flowchart. So flow lines basically depict the flow of instructions or informations from one shape to another. These were the different flowchart symbols that help you to create a flowchart, which is the pictorial or graphical representation of an algorithm. So this is all about the topic flowcharts, algorithms and small basic. Now let's take a quick recap of the chapter that we have just discussed. The language used by programmers to write computer programs is known as a programming language. It uses certain set of instructions that are only understood by the users who have knowledge related to computers. The step-by-step procedure to solve any problem is called an algorithm. An algorithm is a brief description of steps that will help you to give error-free and efficient outputs. A flowchart is a pictorial representation of the steps of an algorithm. Once you create a flowchart, all the steps of an algorithm are written inside the special symbols that have specific meanings, but inside those symbols, not long sentences but keywords are written. The third recapitulating point to be remembered is the value that do not change during program execution is known as a constant, whereas a value that keeps on changing every time we execute a program is known as a variable. Hence, a variable is a named memory location whose value changes every time a program is executed. Operators are the symbols which are used to perform different operations on constants or variables. There can be different operations performed by different operators, namely arithmetic operations, logical operations, or relational operations. Hierarchy defines the order in which the operators are executed in any expression. Then comes the keywords. Keywords are the reserved words which have some predefined meaning. There are a total of 14 keywords supported by Small Basic. Comments are the optional statements that provide general information about the program. The write statement is used to display a message or result on the screen, whereas the read statement is basically used to read the input taken from the user on which certain processes will take place. Now, Small Basic provides a maths library that contains various functions to perform mathematical calculations in a program. So this is all about Small Basic and introduction. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I'll be up with many new videos and voiceovers related to your computer related problems. Thank you so much. Stay safe, Stay healthy.